Hey friends, and welcome back to The Intuitive Truth. This is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave the rest, but the energy surrounding this is already very specific. We rolled Moon in Cancer in the 6th house, and this is deep emotional awareness tied to patterns, routines, and repeated behaviors. This isn't one big moment of truth. This is something that revealed itself over time. Small things, subtle things, emotional inconsistencies. Things that didn't quite sit right, but maybe didn't feel big enough at the time to call out. The Moon in Cancer is intuition at its highest. Feeling things before they're said, picking up on tone, energy, shifts. And the 6th house is repetition, what someone does daily, how they show up consistently. So this is telling me that your clarity didn't come from one event. It came from pattern recognition, from seeing the same behaviors, the same energy over and over again until it became undeniable. This is the kind of situation where you look back and realize you always knew, it just revealed itself piece by piece. Now going into the spread, remembering the bottom row clarifies the top. Starting with you are meant to rise above. This clarified by withholding information. This is a situation where you were not given the full truth, and not always through direct lies, but through absence. Through things not being said, things being avoided, things being kept vague. This could look like someone dodging certain topics, not giving full answers, or only telling you what benefits them. And what this created over time was a sense that something wasn't fully clear. You may have felt like you were constantly trying to figure things out instead of being given clarity. And the message here is that you are not meant to stay in that energy. You are meant to rise above situations where you have to question your reality. Then someone is watching you clarified by, you are not replaceable. This is very strong. There is someone observing you, watching your actions, your movements, your energy, and what they are realizing is that you are not easily replaced. This could be someone who tried to move on, tried to disconnect, or even tried to involve other people, but they are seeing that your presence had a different weight to it. This doesn't necessarily mean they're coming forward. It means they are aware. They are noticing your absence, your energy shift, or your detachment. Then the center, you access higher insight clarified by watch actions, not words. This is your core power in the situation. You are someone who reads between the lines, and this experience sharpened that. You started noticing that what was being said didn't always match what was being done. And this is where your clarity came from. This could look like someone saying they care but not showing up, making promises but not following through, or acting one way in private and another in public. And you began to shift from listening to words to observing behavior. That's where the truth revealed itself. Then trying to replace you, clarified by your presence, exposes illusions. This is very telling. Someone may have attempted to bring in other people, distract themselves, or fill the space, but it doesn't hold the same energy. And the reason is because your presence forced truth. When you were around, things couldn't stay hidden. Illusions didn't last. And that can be uncomfortable for someone who isn't ready to be fully seen. So instead of facing that, they may have tried to replace the experience, but it doesn't replicate. Then they once had power over you, clarified by cut the cord. This is the shift. At one point, this situation, this person, this dynamic, it had an emotional hold on you. It influenced your thoughts, your feelings, your energy, but not anymore. This is about reclaiming that power, cutting the energetic tie, not reacting the same way, not engaging the same way, not allowing it to affect you the same way. This is where everything changes. Now moving into the tarot, and this is where everything becomes very specific and grounded, for you are meant to rise above. This, we have the High Priestess reversed, Pisces energy, major arcana. This is powerful because upright, the High Priestess is intuition, but reversed, this is ignored intuition. This is knowing something deep down, but second-guessing it, overriding it, or trying to rationalize it away. This can look like feeling that something is off, but telling yourself you're overthinking, sensing dishonesty, but not having proof, or ignoring your inner voice because you want things to work. This confirms that at some point you were aware, but you didn't fully trust what you were picking up on yet. For someone is watching you, we have the 3 of Swords. Libra energy. This is heartbreak, but also realization through pain. This person observing you may be doing so from a place of regret, loss, or emotional impact. This could be someone who is realizing the weight of what happened, what was lost, or what they contributed to. This is not neutral observation. This is emotional. For you, access. Higher insight, we have justice, Libra, major arcana. This is truth, balance, karma. This confirms that you are seeing things clearly now. This is no longer confusion. This is understanding. This is you recognizing what is fair, what is not, and what needs to be corrected. For some, this could even involve legal matters, contracts, or formal decisions, but at its core, this is about truth being restored. For trying to replace you, we have the Hierophant, Taurus, major arcana. This is interesting because the Hierophant is structure, tradition, commitment. This can indicate that someone may have tried to replicate something stable, something right, or something that looks good on the outside, but it doesn't carry the same meaning. It can also indicate that what you brought into this situation had depth, values, and alignment that cannot be easily replaced. For they once had power over you. We have the Ace of Swords. This is clarity, truth, breakthrough. This is the moment where everything becomes clear, where you see things exactly as they are. This is the mental shift that breaks the emotional hold. Now the bottom row. For withholding information, we have the Emperor, Aries, major arcana. This is someone who likes control, structure, authority. This can be someone who decides what is shared and what is not. Someone who keeps control by controlling information. This is not someone who is naturally open. They reveal what they choose to reveal. For you are not replaceable, we have Judgment, Scorpio, major arcana. This is awakening, realization, reckoning. This is that moment where someone fully understands the significance of what they had. This is not surface level awareness. This is deep recognition. For watch actions, not words, we have the Eight of Wands, Sagittarius energy. This is movement, communication, things happening quickly. This can represent messages, fast-paced interaction, or sudden shifts. But paired with this message, it's saying, don't get caught up in fast words or sudden communication. Stay grounded in what is consistent. For your presence exposes illusions, we have Temperance reversed, Sagittarius, major arcana. This is imbalance, lack of harmony, things not blending properly. This shows that without you, things don't stabilize, things don't align. Your presence was a balancing force, and without it, things are off. And for cut the cord, we have the Seven of Pentacles, Taurus energy. This is evaluation, reflection, looking at what you've invested versus what you've received. This is you realizing that the return was not equal to the effort and choosing to stop investing where it's not growing. And when you look at this as a whole, we have multiple major arcana: High Priestess reversed, Justice, Hierophant, Emperor, Judgment, Temperance reversed. This is not a light situation. This is karmic. This is structured. This is something that had lessons, power dynamics, truth, and awakening built into it. Now the advice: Mars and Capricorn in the 5th house. This is about disciplined action, not emotional reaction. Mars in Capricorn is strategic, controlled, intentional. The 5th house is passion, love, expression. But this is saying channel that energy into what builds you, not what drains you. This is about choosing yourself with intention, moving forward with purpose, not getting pulled back into emotional cycles, but using what you've learned to create something better. And the overall message: you didn't miss anything. You saw it, and now that you see it, you don't need to stay. If this resonated, go ahead and like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow and keeps these messages reaching who they're meant for. If this found you, it wasn't random, and I'll see you in the next one.